So when I'm working with my clients, right, more often than not, when they're sort of posting content online, sharing their expertise, they're always sort of asking, like, how is it all right if I post it this way, or is it right if I do content that way? And I always need to reinforce the fact that it's your platform, right? It's your platform and you can do whatever you want. It's your platform. And plenty of times, we spend so much time focusing on what other people are doing based on what we're seeing online. And yeah, it may work for them, but it doesn't mean that it works for you. That's why you need to experiment and just try different things until you get to the stage where you actually find something that works for you. So I thought, you know what, let me just switch it up a bit and do a bit of walking and talking and get my steps in, right? And for those who thought that I'll be sitting there like all my other videos, right, then make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, yeah? Because this is what content is all about. You got to switch it up sometimes, and you know what, sometimes it can get a bit boring just sitting down and just talking, right? The talking head videos, fair enough, it does what it needs to do, but you got to switch up sometimes, right? And I figured, since you're watching this, let me give you a bit of a story time before I even get into the main bit of the actual conversation and topic at hand, right? So, for those who may not be aware, or if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, you would have heard me mention that I'm training for a race. It's called Gymrace. It is quite similar to H.A.S.E.S, to be fair. It looks quite rough to be, I think it's probably just as bad as H.A.S.E.S, to be honest. I've never done a H.A.S.E.S before, to be honest. I've done a Spartan races, I've done a Tough Mudder, but I haven't done a H.A.S.E.S yet. So the Gymrace is somewhat a close comparison. So I've seen a few people online doing it and it looks rough. I had a look online and it looks rough. And I knew I was going to be doing this for a long time. And I just wasn't training. I think I was still like in the Christmas spirit. So I wasn't necessarily training, but then I realized, you know what, I need to get my act together if I'm going to be able to finish this race, right? So I was thinking, you know what, I need to just get back into fitness as well, because as much as I talk a lot about personal branding and the importance of personal branding, the reality is you also want to feel good, right? You want to look good. And I suppose in that Christmas festive period, I got a bit carried away, let's call it that. So I'm back in the gym now, just getting the workouts in. But I was thinking, you know what? Let me just go back to what I like doing, which is the walking. Because walking, you get the opportunity to just clear your mind, you know, get some fresh air, even though I'm inside, and then just hit your targets, you hit your steps. So right now, I'm on a 8-day streak at the moment. So I'm doing 10,000 steps every single day, right? And I'm doing that alongside my training. I'm doing that alongside the daily content that I'm sharing with you guys. And all in all, I want this to be a big year for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. The business side of things, I want that to be flying, but at the same time, I need to make sure that my mental is on point. I need to make sure that my physical health is on point. You know what I mean? I need to be healthy, mentally and physically. So I thought, you know what, let me go and buy a walking treadmill just to ensure that I can hit those steps. For the days that I don't want to actually leave the house and I'm just busy working, let me just ensure that I actually keep up with my fitness routine, you know what I mean? So yeah, I bought this treadmill and I think it's probably one of the best investments I've made this year so far. Because honestly, like, I'm gonna be doing 10K steps every single day for a very long time. I'm gonna, honestly, any day, every single day, I'm doing my 10K steps. Unless I'm ill, I'm doing my 10K steps. So, as mentioned, we are on day 8 of the streak. Let me double check actually. But ultimately, the whole reason why I wanted to do this video today as well as switching it up, is to talk about the importance of habit stacking, right? So if you are not aware of what habit stacking is, let me get the definition. Habit stacking is a behavioral technique that involves anchoring a new desired habit to an existing consistent routine. So it was popularized by James Clear in Atomic Habits, and you pair a new behavior with an established one. So with what I've been doing, a lot of stuff, as you know, working for myself, building a business, building in public, in fact, it can be hard to kind of get a lot of stuff done within a short space of time. There's a lot of commitments that needs to be done. There's lots of deadlines. And as mentioned, with me training for this gym race, you need to make time for your fitness and your health as well. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, I did say that I've been slacking a lot on reading. I used to read a lot of books. But now I'm in the process where if I'm doing my steps, I'm also reading as well. So let me grab this one. So I'm currently reading Timothy Armu's book, What's Stopping You? Big up Timothy. But ultimately, I bought this book because I was like, you know what, I need to get back into the habit of reading. But then I was also thinking to myself, but I also need to train. I also need to stay consistent with my health and my fitness. So I figured, would it not make sense for me to just do my 10K steps, do a little brisk walk on this treadmill and read at the same time? And I've been doing that in the process of, you know, getting into the habit of reading again. And it's working. It's working. I've been reading a lot more. I've been doing a lot more sort of work with this treadmill as well. I'm actually going to invest in a standing table, actually. So prepare to be sick of me, because when you think I'm there dropping content sitting down, imagine me standing up. I'm going to be so animated, you're not going to know what I'm going to do next. I might even do a backflip. But that's something for another day. But ultimately, you need to learn how to habit stack, right? There's going to be particular things when you're building a business, when you're focusing on your career, there's going to be particular things that you need to be doing, right? And there's going to be things that you know that you need to be doing, but you continue to put it off, right? You continue to put it off because it can be long. It can be long. And the whole point of habit stacking is doing the things that you would usually do anyway, alongside the thing that is a bit harder for you to actually start doing. So as I mentioned, the walking is completely fine for me. I don't mind walking. Not only am I getting my steps in, I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling good, but I'm also able to start reading more books, like I said I would. And through that, I'm able to actually learn as I'm getting more fit. So that's a double dose of all the things that align with my future goals and my aspirations. Because not only am I actually reading from other successful people who've gone on to do amazing things, and I'm able to utilize their way of thinking and their sort of knowledge and apply it to myself and my business, but I'm also focusing on my health and what I'm able to do to ensure that I am not only fit enough to complete this race, but also fit enough to just be consistent with the amount of content that I'm putting out, making sure that I'm able to balance all the things that I've got going on, right? Because it's not easy. However, when you start to focus on the priorities in your life and you start to establish what those priorities are, the sooner it is that you're able to then start habit stacking. And you've got to treat it similar to what you'll do on a normal day. Like, we wake up every morning, we brush our teeth without even thinking about it. We have a shower without thinking about it. Okay, I need to brush my teeth, I need a shower. Now, the 10K steps is part of my routine. It's part of my routine, just as it is me brushing my teeth or me having a shower. And with me doing that, it ensures I'm always consistent in developing this routine and this system that I've embedded, right? And with me saying that, you know what, I'm going to read one chapter a day for the book, right? And then before you know it, I would have already finished the book and I'm on to a new book. And then I can start applying the things that I've learned within the book as well. And I have a whole list of books I actually need to start reading. So this process of habit stacking has been really beneficial for me. And I would advise you, if you are in the process of building and doing things, you need to ensure that you're able to complement what you're doing with the things that you're always doing anyway. Are you someone that is always in the gym anyway? Why not put on a podcast whilst you're training rather than listen to the music? And then get the insights from the people they actually want to learn from in terms of actually building your brand, building your business, right? Or how about elements of simply just taking that time out to just do the work whilst you're training, whilst you're exercising? There's so many variables of how you can particularly habit stack as well. The main thing is that you find the one that works for you, and then you start doing it in a way that allows you to kill two birds with one stone, essentially, because, you know, we always talk about there's not enough time in the day, but right now you got to think about what you can do to effectively just make life easier for you. And for me, purchasing this treadmill has been a big game changer. And I've only had it for like 8 days or whatever the case may be. So I would say definitely look into investing in those particular things that enrich your life and they add to the experience of you being able to become the best version of yourself, right? Because, you know, we earn money doing the work that we do, but then we need to reinvest it. We need to reinvest it into the things that matter for us. And for me, my main focus is reinvesting the money that I'm earning back into the business, back into my health and my fitness, back into my mental capacity. So not only am I keeping my mental health in check, but I'm also learning and always developing and always having that growth mindset of me being able to get higher and higher and higher and reach new heights, right? So don't skimp on those things. Don't feel that it's money not going to a correct place, right? And right now, I suppose I'm in that place in life where I just feel, let me just invest in the things that I know will have a return back. Whether it comes down to finances, whether it comes down to my health, whether it comes down to keeping friendships and relationships great. All those things are the things that I particularly cherish and I hold dear to my heart. So figure out what you hold dear to your heart and just stack it with all the things that you're doing already. And in the process of you doing that, you just start to realize that, yes, we do have limited time in the day, but if I'm able to habit stack in terms of being able to do the things that I want to do with the time that I have allocated, it makes it a lot more easier for you to hit those targets rather than you to look at the end of the year and realize that you haven't done it, right? So focus on building those systems, right? And then once you get those systems in place, then get those habits and start stacking with how you're able to do it and just implement it like it's your natural routine. Because trust me, I need to get ready for this race. I need to get ready for this race. I need to ensure that I'm doing everything in my power for me to be fit enough for me to get through. So I think that's it for this video, man. I just wanted to share a bit of insights on the habit stacking side of things and just to encourage you to not only think about what you can do to habit stack, but also to switch up the content every now and then, you know. But on that note, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you found this video helpful and useful or a bit of food for thought, let me know. And then also let me know what you will be doing in terms of being able to habit stack for yourself, right? So yeah, bless up, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out.